someone moving at the same time, yeah. Through, Sarah sort of goes by her, Morpheus just scoops her, and the moment that Sarah is like, Morpheus turning
It'll fire, and you're gonna go that way, and you two guys are gonna go that way.
522, take 5.
Can I take your... Oh my God.
They held Kochek. They wanted everybody to have the feeling that they're like bat people. They could just walk up the walls and walk on the ceilings and have basically a gunfight taking place with our bad guys on the ceiling and our principal actors, the good guys, on the floor.
It's kind of an anti-gravity thing. The bad guys are upside down, running around on the ceiling like insects and cockroaches. Our good guys are peeling around columns, and we end up with a number of individual duels.
But they didn't want to turn the set upside down. They wanted to do it real time so you could see gravity, gun shells coming out, debris falling. Everything was falling the proper direction. So I basically gave that set over to Glenn Boswell and his guys, and they put together these small overhead tracks and practiced stuff up in the gym. We came up with some scenarios. We bounced a few things off each other, and we drew up some plans, and we shot some footage for the brothers, made approvals, and that was their set.
Been working pretty hard for about 2.5 months, trying to develop the moves and get the action and train, because the guys spend a lot of time upside down. So that takes a lot of work just to be able to get acclimatised to that, so they can get in position, wait for cameras to turn over, and then still be able to be conscious, basically, so they can do all their actions. And of course, spend a lot of time with wardrobe, because when we were rehearsing this, we've been at this for a couple of months now, all the problems we had with losing traction, or if the footwear's too heavy, you can't move properly. So they spent a lot of time with wardrobe, so wardrobe developed what they needed and were really helpful in being able to give them clothing that would accommodate their movements.
Chin goes in the hole.
There we go.
And then he needs to wear his harness under his pants.
It was 7 days of full gunfire and pyrotechnics, and to work out where the characters were placed in the room at any one given point, and the level of destruction as we moved through the room was quite complex.
I've spent I don't know how many nights with cameras and a model, kind of trying to find the frames, to find where we'd place bullet hits that would work, with the actors being in the supposed position so they'd be safe in frame, that we'd have enough foreground, background, like literally trying to compose just the dots. It took a long time.
I started more like this on an angle, because that way I'm heading, that's the angle. I'm already
And then you just need...
I did a couple of things in one take in there, big things. And you have to remember, to do something like that in one take means that the explosive guys have to be in sync with me. The camera, I mean, everybody has to do it, be in sync and get it right. It's not just about me getting it right.
We're just trying to work out Carrie-Anne's action is going to impede our camera shot.
So we'll do another rehearsal. We're just going to move the camera closest to its
And now we're going to get into it here. Lens is right in the action. 27 action mil lens.
How are you going to catch me though if I have guns?
I'll catch her.
Hey guys, when I catch her, do you want to get the guns before I put her down? You want me to just hold her, take the guns down? What's going to work best for you?
It's probably better to get him away from her, because that way if she bobbles as he's trying to let her go.
It's very fast-paced. It will cut together like bang, 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 and then we'll be out of it into the disco.
I didn't know anybody here. I made some inquiries before I left the United States about several people, and I interviewed 4 or 5 guys and hired Glenn Boswell, who was the coordinator on the first picture, and the team that he's brought to the movie has been fantastic.
I brought back some of the crew from the first film, and I also brought back some new guys that I'd been working with since the last Matrix, which is about over the last 2 or 3 years.
Those guys are crazy.
Australians and the Americans have been having a great time on this. Initially, we were sort of a bit sceptical. We thought, oh, the Americans come over, how are we going to get along with them, blah, blah, blah. But it couldn't have been better. Even after 12 months, we still like each other.
I think they're great. I mean, there's a lot of talent here. The enthusiasm level is fantastic, and they're on their own. I mean, again, one person can't do this picture. So Glenn is definitely running his department alongside me.
I think what we need to do next is rig up our 2-to-1, take this up, and try our takeoffs.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Just get up there and shorten that, shorten that as much as you can. So we go straight up and down pull. This time around, it turned out we had the wire team and they had the stunt department. And then we had riggers that would float between the stunt department and the wire team. The wire team took care of the fight work and the kung fu work and the flying within the kung fu scenes, whereas the stunt department did the wire work and the action outside the kung fu. Initially, one of the biggest shots that we do is the opening shot when all the 4 gentlemen here have to take off, have a shot at the same time. And Bobby, who's actually on a rig we developed with the Americans called the Super Core rig, could tell you a bit about that.
It's a gimbal type rig with an arm in the front, and inside there's a ring inside a ring, and you basically can run around and turn any way on the roof, up, down, left, right, while firing guns. It's pretty cool.
Actually, the reason we developed that is to give actual mass to what we do, so there's actually an interaction between the character and the surface we're working with, so it's not light or they don't pendulum away from it, but they actually impact the surfaces as they run up. For instance, when Bobby ran up on the pillar and then on the roof, and we always gave him positive, so he's actually working against the ceiling and the wall, and that's how we've been trying to develop all this action in this hell coat check room.
The best way is to slam me into that
There
hole.
we go, action. And then next one, and action. The track system we've developed evolved really out of all the things we originally tried to do over the last 2 months. Just because we've got a ceiling piece, we're always looking up and we always see the ceilings.
The track that we're actually using, which is just up in the ceiling here, is actually a yachting track, which is used on the 12-metre skiffs. And the cars that we use on this particular track are designed to run freely with ball bearings, so we can pull them and move them quite quickly along the track. We can configure them with pulleys for our flying systems, or with single dropper lines, so that we can be fixed and then just run on a single cable.
Alex has to do a move where actually cartwheels along the top of the roof, using the grid as an impact to push off and keep his momentum going.
Basically, I'm picked from either side here, if you can see. I have going up to 2 cars, which run along 2 tracks, and I can't really touch this piece very much at all, otherwise it will crack, so it makes it quite difficult. And also I'm in a gas mask as well, so I don't really have much peripheral vision.
I have to kick this guy and he goes through the wall and he gets stuck into the wall. And every time I did the kick, I had my eyes closed until they said he was okay.
Let's go up with Carrie-Anne.
Why is he pointing at his head?
That means I'm fine.
I thought he was saying my head.
It's a diving signal that says I'm all right.
They're just a great group of guys. I never knew stuntmen until this film, and stuntmen and stuntwomen are very, very special people.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Physical effects will generate an effect, but using a physical means to achieve the effect.
Now,
we're moving from the type of effects that are normally called for into the type of effects that really were the representation of a comic book coming to life. It was as though totally unnatural things were happening naturally.
Steve's great. You know, like most of the heads of departments, he's really the top of his field in Australia and in this part of the world.
We have an engineering department, gags department, pyro department, and the breakaways department.
And he'd show me what he had in mind, and we bounced a lot of ideas off each other and what we're gonna do, and he's built some great rigs. He's got a really good crew.
Okay, we charged up here. Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, you just gotta say
there. Okay. As he's starting to push, it's disappearing from behind him.
That's what it looks like.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it had nothing. Like, when I did it on the wood, it was easy. I could really push off, but there it felt like there was nothing there.
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was all that way in between. Yeah. So all we've got to do now is try and work out when it's good to actually lose the wall from underneath you.
Action.
Visual effects are fantastic with a predictable nature of something, and becomes more and more difficult if it's less predictable. So physical effects have a very relevant place in producing things that have some chaos attached to them.
We're like scars on someone's face. We give it a bit of harshness or a bit of imperfection.
Working with Steve and his crew, we've worked together so many times that if he tells me what's going to happen, then I believe that's what's going to happen. So which made my job a lot easier, because that was one area I didn't have to worry about.
I've known Steve for, about 4 or 5 years now. But basically started working for him on Matrix 1. When you need a little bit of a direction or you're sort of stuck, you go and see Steve. He'll come in, he'll set you on your path, and usually it's fine and dandy from that point on.
We've got to divide it up. Someone's going to do the files.
Yep.
So
really
I think is KT, maybe KT around?
I think it's on like
If they're breaking into a wall, we'll develop up a wall and try and get a look that sees them smash into a wall. We rebuild sets quite a lot, but in an effects version of a set, then take out the art department set, put in an effects set. We've got so many different tasks going on at so many different times. By the time we get the information of what we want to see on something like an exploding sentinel, we're almost already shooting the result of that exploding sentinel. So we're kind of working backwards a lot of the time.
And just go in there and sort of score it so you get a couple of more little shards.
All right, so the size that you're looking for is more like if that was divided into 4 or something like that.
Right. Specifically, I would say that we'd want it to happen at the main crack zone.
There's a lot of bullet effects, breakaway banisters, a pyrotechnic sequence. We were making the APU working, it's a 3-ton behemoth. Gimbal arrangement for the cockpits and the motion base for the APU. Statues, walls, something that has required some tricky engineering. Collapsing, breaking armory. There's a lot of things crashing through sets. There's a lot of stuff, and usually paint is still wet when things go down to the set.
Rehearsal and action. Cut.
And from there we go into a whole bunch of other sequences that it just keeps on going. It doesn't stop. It's unrelenting.
Lights up, please, and cut!
Okay, boom.
Okay, fire a shot. 3, 2, 1. And there you go. I'm still here. I was doing fireworks for about 6 years. I've been in the film industry, I think, for about 8 years. Like anything, it's a giant team effort. Luckily, our leader, Steve Courtley's a major pyro head, which is always a helping hand. One thing about these movies, apart from any other I've worked on, the directors clearly know what they want. If you go and show them something which is pretty funky and sort of cool looking, they'll go with it. This pillar we're looking at in the background comes from the railway station. Like most times when we're doing pillar work, there seems to be actors wanting to be right up close to the action when these things fire, and you've got to say to them, you can be there, you're going to be safe, and you don't need eye protection, and that's what we're sort of coming to terms with all the time. Once again, they don't put stunt doubles in. There's a real actors going inside these pillars, and there's a train man firing at them and trying to kill them. This is always the bad joke. You go up to the actors and you say, I'm the explosives person. You just say, hello, you know, you do the old missing fingers trick. Yeah. It's like anything, you can't tell where's hard and where's soft. There's two zones in this. There's actually a hard area and there's a soft area. That's half the trick of good special effects is tricking everybody to where the fake starts and the real begins.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, the firing box that we mainly use and have done for a number of years on all the Matrix films has been this one. It's made here in Australia. It's got the ability to fire a multiple sequence in a very fast order. Okay, firing a shot! Firing in 3, 2, 1. This is just an arcing lance, and it gives an effect like an electrical short. That's a blue one, and we've also got a green one as well.
And action.
See these sort of effects twinkling away in the background? Inside the dead sentinels, we did this. It's a little bit more of a subtle effect, a little bit less smoke, but it's basically a short circuit type look. Trains have been a bit of a major thing in these movies. Firing, 3, 2, 1. For all effect, that emulated the train wheels locking up. This one here was used in the Majonian main deck, firing 3, 2, 1. Pretty simple. It's basically titanium and some gunpowder, and we made lots of those and fired lots of them on set. They became quite useful. This is another little spark device. This is called a Z, firing in 3, 2, 1. That gets used a lot, once again, and there's a big crash scene or something. Okay, I'm going to fire one off to start with. Okay, that's the look of a Z. And I'll go into a multi-shot at 200 milliseconds, so I'll just wrap through. Firing in 3, 2, 1. It's a typical look of a ricochet bullet. This is something we made for once again, the Majonian. I wouldn't suggest anybody at home attempting this. This is a good little spark device. Firing. Now we were up in the rafters, up above the set with these, and we had our crew members firing these down on the actors. We don't know whether they were trying to hit them or not, but the actors didn't seem deterred by this. And of course, the most important part is safety. Safety in an environment like this. There's no smoking, there's no open flame, there's no mobile phones. It's been drummed into everybody from the start. Safety, safety, safety.
You'll note that it's covered in a matte surface, which is thermal camouflaging. It's designed to shoot around corners. We need guns, more guns.
Here we have the weapons which the lead characters use for probably the biggest shootout in the film. These weapons are nearly all highly prohibited here in Australia. This is the latest G36 German assault rifle.
Designed and built in Australia, I might add, by some of the most intellectually forward people in the industry.
Morpheus is armed with an MP5K and a aim-point red dot sight. Seraph with a Browning BDM, and Trinity with a Beretta 92 compact.
I don't like the gun. I don't like the gun at all. Because you have to worry when you're dealing with guns. You have to be careful, and you have to really question and look and check.
The weapons are armed and in, 1 round apiece.
I don't like it. I don't like having bullets in it.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that acts as a completely independent unit. One character, Pinball, is carrying 2 Browning BDMs. Another character carrying 2 Glocks. A character carrying 2 Berettas. The man at the gun check packing a Scorpion. Can have a 100-round drum saddle magazine.
Multiple caliber.
The brothers have chosen an array of weapons that cover from the turn of the century on up. Weapons which are either well-known and have classic looks or are very new and are likely to have classic looks in the future. The M16, the Uzi submachine gun,
The Australian F1,
Mauser,
MP5, 9mm submachine gun,
Nambus,
1928 Thompson, the HK21 automatic rifle, micro Uzis, the G36, the Patchet, Bazooka, Kepler,
Beretta,
6.5mm,
Colt revolvers,
Scorpion 36mm grenade launcher. And if you put it in a beer and go, it'll suck it all up.
That's it.
That's the one.
There you go. This is the gaffer gun. I'm an extra.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit weird seeing everybody dressed in fetish in the daylight. It's a bit like the vampires have been let out of their cages or something.
What am I expecting?
Yeah.
I'm expecting to find some video recorders that I can take away into a little corner.
I'll give you another one. What are their names?
Yeah, Andy and Larry Wachowski.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
I actually dance with a snake, but I'm not dancing with the snake in these films.
I used to be a showgirl, but my name's not Laura.
I'm an aspiring actor.
I got a perm especially for The Matrix.
A lot of these people, it's their second nature because they're party animals, so I think we're all used to it, yeah.
So I've been standing around with my perm all day, just waiting to be seen by the world.
I felt for those extras because most of them all were wearing their own costumes, and you know there's a lot of latex and a lot of PVC, and a couple people like fainted and had to people were allergic to the latex and realized it too late, after they were in it.
We've got to polish up all of the latex, and they weren't wearing latex. They were wearing PVC, so they're as shiny as they can get.
We wanted to have the feeling of fairy tale characters. So we made people that looked like satyrs and ponies, and there's kind of a melding of the human and the inhuman as part of their character.
Well, so much for my potential political career.
Okay, these two gorgeous, lovely ladies. Why don't you be see a young woman? Sir. Now, all right, you're going to go back. This gentleman will get underneath your little kneecap and push your body up in the air. Will you stay high at all times? I am the Statue of Liberty. Bring your body through, arch up, and growl, and maybe a few of those arms out the front, ma'am. No, I see it's definitely here, sir, with the shoe on your mouth. If you had a thong or a sneaker, there'd be another story, wouldn't it?
You are now Group A. You are required Thursday. You will be required Friday. Cool. All right, well, you're with us for the week. Let's go.
Oh, this is heaven. I'm in heaven.
Yeah, head over.
Is that about 50 that you just sent me?
Can I just have everyone's attention there for a second? Try it, please. So just give us a bit of quiet just for 1 minute. Hey, so first of all, welcome. Thanks for coming in today. I know Cha-Cha has been working with some of you, and we have a group here in the centre, and then so maybe the people from the back come forward a bit, so there's like at this end position, there's a good, nice, tight ring around them.
Here, hang on to that, lean back, hold this position, and even if you stretch back, do you understand? Stretching back this way.
It's rehearsal without the camera.
Good girl.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of interesting people here. There's like lots of different categories, and goths and ferals and modern primitives and B&D type people. They tend to stick to their own kind of community rather than bring them together like they've done for this movie.
Hey, so the big note from that tape was you got to look meaner. So you're hot, you're sweaty, you're tired, you're mean. Check the gate, means good take.
We had this Zion scene that was all about beauty and expression and love and passion, and then we had this Hell Club scene, which was about just the darker side of that, I suppose, and those people were under very, very hardcore circumstances. They worked hard.